João Palhinha on the 2-1 defeat against Chelsea. De Zerbi on how much did Tottenham need James Maddison to play on Sunday. James Maddison on his fitness. Heung-Min Song on Tottenham. And Jamie Redknapp on TalkSport talking about Spurs versus Everton. Here are your daily Tottenham news headlines. Hi everyone, hope you're well. Welcome back to the channel and to another edition of the daily Tottenham news headlines, where I will be going through all the latest news, rumours and reports. My name's Lee, the Dorset Spur, and if you are watching on YouTube, please like, share and subscribe to the channel. If you're listening to this on an audio platform, please hit the follow button and leave a review if you can. Well, let's get into it. So the main stories today: the match officials have been confirmed for the Tottenham versus Everton game. A referee will be Michael Oliver and VAR will be Paul Tierney. The match officials for the West Ham versus Leeds games will be referee Anthony Taylor and VAR John Brooks. So Spurs midfielder on the 2-1 defeat against Chelsea. We have to use the defeat as fuel for the final game. That's the reality. We cannot think too much about the result. We need more than playing well. We needed the result to finish this thing that we have been living for a long time. This team needed a different result. We deserved it. It's been a tough season for us with a lot of things happening inside the club. The reality is we have a final on Sunday. We want to keep Tottenham in the Premier League and we will go with everything. I don't think I need to speak much about this game. We wanted to win. We deserved more. It's a big frustration. We will have Tottenham in the Premier League next season. I don't have any doubt about that because it's where the club belong. Let's go with everything. Roberto De Zerbi on how much did Tottenham need James Maddison to play on Sunday against Everton. Yes, but James Maddison can't play more than 20 to 25 minutes. I have a medical staff behind me. I am not a doctor. I am not physical coach and I have to follow what they say. No, but I think we can stay up with James and without James. Maddison on his fitness. I felt good. Yeah, I've obviously been out for a long time, so I don't feel 100% sharp and fit, but I felt pretty good. That's why it's disappointing we didn't get anything out of the game, because I felt like we were pushing and I felt involved in that. But like I said, just the lack of quality in the front third just let us down on a few moments in the game where we probably should have got something, I think. Heung-Min Song on Tottenham and the current situation. The whole season I've been watching Spurs, every single game, watching the results, watching the highlights, watching the games as much as I can. Obviously, with the time difference between London and LA, it is sometimes really difficult to watch the full game. But look, still Spurs is in my heart. I'm supporting them. I'm supporting from the other side of the world. I love them. I love the supporters. I love this club. I'm just sending my best wishes. All the best, guys. Come on, you Spurs. And Jamie Redknapp on the Spurs versus Everton game and will Tottenham survive, talking to Sky Sports. Do I still think they survive by the skin of their teeth? Maybe, because I think there's a chance they could at the weekend. But can they win? They haven't won at home since December. They've got the best away record, but they were going away to Everton. I'd maybe give them more chance. But somehow they might just scrape a draw and survive by the skin of their teeth. But you can imagine North London, if Arsenal win the title and Tottenham go down. How would that feel to Tottenham fans? They don't deserve that. After Tottenham's 2-1 defeat at Chelsea, according to Opta, West Ham are still favourites to be relegated. They have an 86.67% chance and Spurs have 13.33% chance. Of course, 1 year ago today, Tottenham Hotspur won the Europa League, beating Manchester United 1-0 in Bilbao. What a year that's been. And finally, Pat Maddison has been named in the Senegal World Cup squad. So, what do you make of all of those stories? I guess that the kind of big ones really is focusing on the James Maddison situation. De Zerbi saying that we can survive with or without James Maddison, which I think is fair comment. We've played without him pretty much all season, so if we have to play without him, then we have to play without him. It's still in our hands, but James Maddison being available is a big boost. We see it when he came on against Leeds. We saw it when he came on against Chelsea. He brings that spark. He brings that little bit of desire, that little bit of creativity that you need to really kind of give you something, some impetus to finally get through this game. So I'm hoping that he may come on towards the end and give us that spark, just enough to win the game. I don't want to draw the game. I want to win the game. I don't want us to go out with a whimper. I want us to go out on a positive. Maddison saying himself, he felt good. He's obviously not 100% sharp. We know that. You're going to get that when you've been out for nearly a year. Of course, that's going to be the case. But I think he brings that little bit of calmness as well. And I think if he could play longer, he would. But listen, we've got to think of a player. You've got to think about him in the future. You've got to think about next season and all that kind of comes with it, haven't you? There's no point rushing just for the sake of it in this last game. We've got ourselves into this situation. One game is not going to decide it. This is the whole 38 games that's got us where we are. So Heung-min Song, good to hear from Sonny. A whole season he's still been watching us, still been supporting us, still been hoping that we can get through it. It's nice to know that there is a player that feels as strongly about Spurs as we do. It's interesting in this day and age. There's not that many players that still have an affinity with a club. So seeing Sonny feel like that, I think is a really heartwarming kind of scenario to kind of have him in there, isn't it? So I'm pleased to hear that. Jamie Redknapp on Spurs home. Of course, it's a bit of a worry, isn't it? Tottenham at home. We've got a terrible record. We've had a terrible time. But we've got such a good record against Everton. So you kind of think yourself, is Dr. Tottenham going to turn up, or are we going to actually do something and really give it a go? Everton going through a bit of a sticky time as well. So hopefully, with nothing to play for, I'm sure, then, maybe we can, give it a really good go. I'm not sure whether Everton can still make Europe. I'm not sure. So maybe they have got something. I don't know. But at the same time, with this squad of players, we should be able to beat teams that are a kind of level sort of teams for us, mid-table kind of pushing in reality. I honestly don't think we deserve to be where we are. I really don't. There's a whole long conversation we could have about it. And I don't want to bore everybody on this headlines video with my opinions on that. But I think that teams like Everton and Leeds and Brentford and all those sorts of teams we should be competing with. We shouldn't be fearing those games. But we got ourselves in this situation. It's not Everton's fault. It's not Brentford's fault. It's not Leeds' fault. It's our fault. And we've got to do whatever we need to do to get out of it for sure. Of course, still a 13% chance of going down according to Opta sort of metrics. Still 13% in it. Being a Tottenham fan, and I know that we definitely do not feel safe until that final whistle. If we were winning 5-1 with 3 minutes to go, I'd be confident that we would get a draw. That's how it is being a Tottenham fan for sure. So I'm not overly confident, But listen, you got to hope and pray that these guys can turn it around. I think there will be a big support for the players on Sunday. There'll be some sharp words at the end of the game, I think, for the owners, whichever way it goes. But yeah, so still a 13% chance that we could go down. So let's just hope that's not the case. Of course, it is a year. 12 months ago, Tottenham Hotspur cheered us all up and made us all emotional wrecks, winning the Europa League. Fantastic day, fantastic feeling. And the positivity that we had coming out of that was was there. It was for all to see. But what a difference a year makes. We're now 17th in the Premier League, hoping for a point in one game to stay up. Whilst Manchester United are sitting third in the Premier League, going into the Champions League next season. So what a difference. What a difference. It feels like winning that trophy did paper over a load of cracks for sure. And I think there is so much conversation that needs to be had at the end of this season between the board, the manager, the players, of where's this going. And it would be great to have that conversation filter through to the fans. That's why Vinay Venkatesham has come in. He's supposed to be the man that kind of liaises with the fans and talks to us about what's going on, what they're trying to do, and all that kind of stuff. And since we've got ourselves into this right sticky wicket, he's been like the invisible man, the Scarlet Pimpernel. No one's seen him. We seek him here, we seek him there. But hopefully he can come out and give us some clear direction on what we're going to do. Because, it is really, really concerning, isn't it? So fingers crossed for Sunday. I'll be at the game as well. So hope to see a few of you there. So that's everything for this episode. So thanks for watching and listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, share and comment, subscribe if you're not already. If you're listening on audio platform, please follow and leave a review if you can. I will see you on the next one. And all that's left to say is, up the Spurs.